foundation, I'm using the Urban Decay's Naked. Okay, this is probably right now one of my favorite foundations that I'm using. This one is in the shade 2.0. I'm using a concealer by Mary Kay. It's an ivory one. To start off with, I'm gonna dab just a tiny little amount right here. You guys probably can't tell. Yeah, you guys probably can't tell at all. But I have horrible dark circles under my eyes. I mean, they're bad. They're really bad. I'm gonna go ahead and warm this up. And just apply it underneath the eye. Make sure you're gentle, so always use your ring finger and always dab. You don't want to go ahead and smear this on. You don't want to stretch that skin out. It's very, very delicate skin. There we go. Alrighty. Anything that's left, I just drag it down the bridge of my nose just very lightly. That'll work out with the contouring and highlighting. So I'm going to go ahead and take my foundation. For this, I'm using just a buffing brush. Usually I'll put it on the back of my hand, but I've noticed with this foundation it lasts a lot longer if I'm just going to dab a tiny bit, barely anything. I'll do like 4 little dots like that. Okay, I'm going to start blending. Always go outward, and I always start from towards the inner side of the face to the outside of the face. Make sure you always bring it up to around your ear area like that. Make sure you blend it on your nose. It makes me want to sneeze. Do a few more drops. There we go. Make sure you blend out as much as possible. So I got that down. This is the M by Michelle Phan. I believe this is in Ivory 1. I did figure it was a little too light for me, but I only use it for setting the powder, so it's actually perfect. It's not that solid of a powder or of a color. It goes on very light, and I love this. I mean, it has a great mattifying texture, especially when you're trying to when you're just trying to set your powder. So I'm gonna go ahead and take the excess off. I always start with underneath the eye. And outward. And then down the bridge of your nose, the sides. Wherever you feel that the foundation doesn't last the longest is where the powder should go. Now I'm going to be using a very light, well, it's a classic blonde. It's actually not that light. You probably can't see it. Okay, same with the other side. So what I did was just go to the natural shape of the eyebrow. I didn't really, I didn't add too much definition to it. I usually just use a spoolie, but I can't find it, so I'm going to use just a tiny little eyebrow brush. I'm going to go ahead and brush it. It softens the color you added, so it makes it look a lot more natural. Alright, next step is I'm just using a primer. For this one, I'm using a very lightweight cream primer. Again, it's by Mary Kay. And go ahead and dab that on the eye area. And again, gently with your ring finger. Okay. We're going to let that set for a few seconds. And one thing that I've noticed, I probably had a lot of people tell me that I can't, or that people can't be blonde in the fall. My hair is naturally very dark. This isn't even my normal these aren't even my roots. So my roots are very dark. It's a very dark red brown. And I just recently had my hair lightened. Well, a couple of times. I had my hair lightened probably 3 times to get to this color. It's the first time I ever did that. It's the first time I've ever gotten this light. It probably scared the crap out of me. But one thing that annoys me the most is that people are just constantly telling me, well, don't you want to dye your hair red? Or don't you want to dye it, because I used to dye my hair red a lot. Or don't you want to dye your hair a dark, a dark, nice fall color. I think you can rock any color at any time of the year as long as you know what to wear, how to do your makeup. It depends on you. I mean, you don't have to go to the season. You can go to however you feel. So for this, I'm gonna start by highlighting. So before we even get to the eyes, we're gonna start highlighting. I want to work on a clean base. We're gonna use the High Beam by Benefit. It's so cute. Look at that. Alright, so for this, I'm actually only going to go where my cheekbones are at. I'm not going to let it touch way too high up because it'll just make the underneath of my eyes look shimmery. So we're going to start at the center right here. And I'm going to do maybe 4 dots to the very end. And we're going to do the same on this side. And then a dot at the very end. We're actually going to do a tiny little dot on the bridge of your nose. Okay. I look funny, I know. Alright, so clean fingers. You want to use clean fingers. I use clean fingers. I think it works better because I can control where it goes. You're going to start blending. And by blending, I mean you dab. You dab until it's to your liking. Again, I'm going to avoid the under eye area. You don't want to make it look like you have eyeshadow that fell there. Don't worry, if it's too shimmery, you could always go back with your powder and just dust some on there, and I usually always do that, and it comes out pretty nice. Right now, you can just see it looks highlighted, so you can't really see the contour of it. This thing smells amazing. I mean, it smells more edible than it should smell like. For this, I'm just going to use sort of an angled brush. Grab some, not a lot, dust it off. Find the angle of your face where you want it to start contouring. Now, I mean, if you smile, I think this works better if you try smiling to yourself. You find a shadow that naturally falls on your face when you smile. So this is when you do most facial expressions. You see right there, when you're doing facial expressions or you're talking to somebody, there's always going to be a shadow on your face. You just need to find that shadow. The more practice you do, the better it gets. So mine is like right around here. There you go. And you're going to bring it down along your jawline. Slim your face. Now, it's not supposed to be incredibly noticeable. So taking your nice eyeshadow brush, I'm going to dab a little bit of the contouring powder on the brush. You really want to take the excess off. Find the bridge of your nose. So right around here on the edge, just start shaping it. Now, I have a wider nose, so I do contour more on the sides than on the top. To blend it out, I'm using the same buffer brush that I used for my foundation. This is going to help just, make it look more natural. And I'm going to go down on my nose like this. There you go. So now it's contoured well enough. And your primer has set, your face is probably ready to go for the eyeshadow. So, just with a nice eyeshadow brush, I'm going to go ahead and apply that to the whole eye area. And you don't want to apply it beyond the crease. Okay, so to continue, use a darker color for the crease, and for this one I'm gonna use, it's like a taupe purpley color. I don't know how to describe it. It's more of a brown, but it's a very neutral brown, and it has more of a blue hue into it. I'm gonna go ahead and take that with a crease brush. I really want to load up this crease brush. Tap the excess off, and then find your crease. I'm going to do the very outer corners and then blend inward. And don't worry about any harsh lines right now because those are going to get blended out anyways. I'm going to take a darker color, and this is just going to be more of a gray. It's a very dark gray actually. Right there. I'm going to go ahead and load that up. My eyes are already very dark underneath, so I don't want to cast that shadow on my whole eye. Just around there is fine. Make sure it's blended really well. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead and with a blending brush, which is, I'm just going to use this really fluffy brush right now. It already has that taupe color on it, so we're going to start blending inward. So don't go outward, go inward from where the harsh edges start. There we go. Now, even though it's fall, I know a lot of people like to go like a full smoky eye. I still like brightening my eyes a lot, maybe just because I feel like they're already too dark to begin with. So in the same palette, there's this really nice shimmering color. And we're going to start by lining the bottom of your eye, not the waterline, just the inner corners to like halfway beneath your eye with this color. Now, I am going to skip the eyeliner. I wanted to do a very natural look, so I'm gonna go straight and start curling my lashes. In this video, I'm gonna be using the Tarte curler. It's probably right now my favorite lash curler. I'm gonna be using my favorite mascara, and this is by Tarte, the Lights Camera Lashes. It's not the waterproof one. I just, like I said, I want the lightest possible makeup. And we're gonna do a quick coat. Make sure you start at the very base of your eyelashes and wiggle your brush outward. A little bit of blush on my cheeks, right above the contouring line, because I don't want that contouring line to be too strong. I want it to be just a little bit pink. And we're going very natural. Doesn't mean we can't do a slight dark lip. So for this, I'm gonna be using a tinted lip gloss. You're gonna apply it to the center of your lips. With your finger, go ahead and blend. Just dab it well onto your lips. So yep, this is the finished look. I hope you guys liked it. It turned out to be something very natural, especially if you don't want to go completely dark yet. I'd rather wait until a little bit further in the fall. If you guys liked my video, please subscribe. If you want to see more videos, please subscribe. I will be doing many more videos, and I will be going in depth with the products that I use and different techniques that I have learned. So if you guys like this, please subscribe, and I promise to read every comment. And if you have any suggestions or any requests, please let me know, and I will post that up. Alright? Alright guys, thank you for watching, and bye-bye.